And so that scene in Boston is being repeated in city after city across the country right now. Where is the outrage from corporate America? What's the problem here? Are these CEOs too afraid that their operations are going to be targeted? Are they afraid of some kind of public relations problem? Silence is tacit approval, folks. And when Macy's and Target do not outright condemn this violence and criminal activity, where does that leave this republic spiritually, economically, and constitutionally? Joining me now from Dallas, Texas, financial experts, co-founder and chief strategist of GDP Advisors and Daily Ledger contributor, Seth Denson. Seth, the Soho district, for example, in New York was ravaged. The Rolex storefront there, wiped out, and nothing. These people need to come forward and condemn what's happening, or it's going to be repeated over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that right now our society is dealing with on what to condemn and what not. And we're at this fever pitch moment where I think in some ways people feel like they can't condemn one thing without also being labeled as something else.
Right.
And so certainly we need to condemn the actions that happened against George Floyd, but we also need to look at how we're responding to that as a society and really take a look at what we need to do differently.
The insurance, these claims are going to be potentially catastrophic, and that could affect everybody, right? We know how insurance works. That's to spread the liability around. And so if we're going to be hammered in one sector, like after a hurricane, a lot of times the insurance rates go up. Rodney King, after the Rodney King riots in 1992, I think the total was somewhere around $1.5 billion in claims. That's going to look like the deductible in a situation like this.
Well, that's right. And you've got a broader aspect here to be looking at as well, right? We've got 24, 25 different cities where this is going on. The Rodney King issue in 92 really was centered in LA. We didn't have this massive situation across the country that we're seeing today.
And so here you have these restaurants opening up and bam, all of a sudden there's a curfew. It's the first thing that crossed my mind, Seth, when these different municipalities were putting in these curfews. I'm thinking to myself, these poor restaurants, they can't buy a break right now.
Yeah, it's certainly you're getting kicked while you're down, and that's the way it feels across the country right now. A lot of business owners that we represent and talk to all the time, while they're sympathetic to the situation that we're in, they certainly don't understand why they're the ones that are getting kicked in this.
Yeah, it's amazing. In the meantime, there is some good news out there. Home prices are up amazingly for April, and according to the White House, 4 million people were rehired in the last week. So somehow, through the midst of all the fog and the anger and the angst and the COVID-19 and the social distancing, our economy seems to be recovering little by little by little. Seth, thank you.